Afternoon, we're going to try to get through some clips from the two scrimmages, exhibition games we had as we prepare for Friday, knowing that today we might be challenged with weather and being able to paint really good pictures. So make sure that we take as much as we can from these moments. So we'll start with our goals. We'll look at the first goal, and I think the important thing is this happened, or this started from a mistake, and Chris back tackled and regained the ball and then reset, and then we built from there. Millie was able to squeeze the player by dribbling in, play out around. Again, defender steps. So then the next ball goes in behind by Kayla. And what I like about this, and we've now had a couple holding mids that are doing this, Zoe in this case is now busting her tail to arrive into the box, which again created a 2v1 onto that center back. And so the second ball dropped to Jasmine, who finished it really well. But again, trying to get more of that movement. Ellie did it a lot against Bethany Lutheran, running in behind from that holding mid place. So it was a good opening goal. Second goal from that game, as we look at, it's the patience here. We started on the left side in our attacking half. The patience to move the ball. It's going to come back around again after we played to one side. So that's the patience, finding the right time to play forward. And that's what we'll talk about is that, again, they're pressing a little bit, but we're still trying to set the stage, get players in the right positions. And now here, we have that gap. We have a central midfield player that's dropped in between there to receive on the ball and play forward. Now, what I like about this is, as a team, Stout was more focused player to player. So that then created this passing window. So now Ellie could play a good ball forward. Now, their back line was dropped off. So again, look at the distance between their midfielders and their back line. Space for Maya to drop in and receive, turn and face forward. And this is now we're attacking. So we're now into that attacking motion. Kayla's able to drive forward. And for me, the goal part that I liked was we still turned the ball over, but it was the work here between these two players to put numbers around the ball and then create an opportunity and then get your head up and then be dangerous. So we're in around the final third, put things at the goal, be dangerous with our choices. And as we saw here, good things can come from that. So the third goal from that game, for me, the highlight of it is more of the actions to lock the ball into the final third or in our attacking half. Good little sequence between Taylor and Elise. Elise tries to play a dangerous ball in here, gets one out. Taylor puts one in, same thing. Josie's kind of around the edge. Gracie makes sure she challenges it. Now we can pin it in around the final third. We find Gracie again and put something on frame. Again, it's not necessarily about the first chance. It is the deflections. It is the chaos that causes with the opposition. And then obviously a good finish on Avery's half. All right, so then this past Tuesday's goals. They've gone forward. We even talked to Kate a little bit about this. If she could have played Addie in, but plays a ball into that space that they were leading behind and just drove Elise in. Now what I like is this. As Elise has to come in to try to win this ball, look at where their back four is. Look how tight they are. They're all together, which then leaves Adela running into that space alone. So Addie's able to see that. And Adela's high enough in a position to where the first time can break pressure and get on the ball. Just that idea of trying to drag Elise's moving across, trying to hold back forward, leading back open, and we're able to find that player in that space. So well done. Next one. Driving forward, and what I like about it is, even though pressure is not coming to Adela, Alexis has already taken off to win the race. So the moment Adela has space to drive forward and look forward, now we're attacking, and Alexis is given the visual cue of that ball into space, and we're able to now win that individual race. Credit to Alexis here as she knows, even the timing was maybe a little funky, she's still able to win the ball, and then now just win that race in the time. Now from the service, and we talk about the different types of service, all of their players right now are facing their own goal. So we're just trying to find a ball into space. We're racing to arrive into that space for the service. Arrive. So again, a pretty good example of we train it for certain moments in certain ways, but here, instead of getting to the inline, the space is there. They're all racing back. Play that early cross. We have runners arriving driving into the box. And then our last goal. What I like about this is a pass that we're starting to see and try more often. Now, what I'm going to highlight is, in this moment, because one of their players is recovering, it's 3-on-3 across the back, and they're pretty flat, and their body shape is facing us in square. So as Kristen's queuing up to hit the longer ball, they're still flat, which then allows us to win the race. So as soon as that ball's hit, we have the advantage because, in this case, Alexis is running forward while they're trying to recover. Center back can't deal with it. And then from here, being very keep putting pressure. Again, the defender was facing their own goal, not a place defenders want to be. Continue to play and put pressure. So a good ball to break that final line with the movement, but still just put effort and pressure and making it harder for them to solve what is a tough situation for the defender. Facing their own goal, no goalkeeper, pressure on the defender. Quality goal. So the other piece we're going to look at is the build piece. So for us, as we kind of talk about tonight, especially with some of the challenges and injuries we've had with our back three, looking at some of the different solutions. So this is what I highlighted was a really good example of trying to stay and play in our own half and being patient with switching the ball. So we had a deep throw on the right. We swing it back out to the left. Now, if we look at this, it's 3-on-1. So our 3 center backs versus their 1. So again, we have time and space to allow ourselves to get organized. What also allows time and space for Adela to do what she's about to do, which is get our head up and play a dangerous ball. Now, we're still talking about the build. Now, the difference being, now that we're in our attacking half, she's facing forward and we're looking, and then Kristen is able to set and spin because she sees there's no pressure on the ball, that communication to then attack the space in behind. And we're now able to run off of it. Now, for some of us, I know we challenged a little bit with offsides at time. That movement of coming to the ball and spinning. Here you can see it go 2, and then Kristen spins in behind. That buys you time and keeps you offside, or keeps you onside instead of offside. So we got a good moment, a good patience to switch, and then we're off and attacking the space. And now this is kind of in this area. We give you the space to their dribble, wins the ball on repressing, dribbles the next player. And then now we're just looking, obviously, for that moment for either the service or a finish. But a good example of we were deep in our attacking half, and we chose to build and switch to create the next best moment versus trying to force the ball into the same space. Here we use a deep build, and this is more of a learning. So something to look at as teams get smarter. Really good structure from this group as far as that back 4 we wanted to create with our goalkeepers. Look at where the goalkeeper is. Look at where the center back is. Some other center backs struggled with this and kept being maybe too close to the goalkeeper, which then makes it too easy for you to be pressed. And here. Now here's the challenge. As soon as Hillis got the ball, if you look at where the striker is, the right striker started to cut and start running towards the middle. So she stopped her movement to even stop Hillis. She started running towards the middle. So again, if Hillis is waits and attracts a little bit more. Same thing. Can the center back attract the other striker? Because what you'll see is the striker is just hanging. So the distance for that striker is still easy enough to where she can drop back in and stop this next moment. So now as the ball comes, that striker wasn't pulled forward enough. So now they can cut out that third player ball out to the wide center back. So our solution here is, if we come back here, the center back can, as soon as she sees that player cut this ball across, Bella should be over more to her left, and now we have a ball out to Bella, and we're playing down through Zoe. Or when we start to see Ellie or a holding mid see this reaction by their pressers to drop back in, then we play the ball straight back to Hillis. Now, based on this ball to Hillis, she receives on her right foot, plays out to Athena, and we're up again. And we still find the free player, but we have to find a different solution based on how they reacted in their pressure. So this is an important thing. This was early, right, as we're seeing that solution. What I do like is some of the movement to get back in and start to defend here. And then Gracie wins the tackle here and gets us out. But a really good example of how we need to change and shift some of our solutions based on the behaviors of the defenders. This last one here is we've dropped back in, the ball goes to the goalkeeper, and we're setting up again. Now, with Stout, And even in the first half against Bethany Lutheran, they played with 2 strikers. So it's 3v2 in the first line, so we need to be really patient on finding the extra player. So watch this. So we play to the right one. Now, as Athena starts to dribble, their striker comes. Now look at the behavior of the blue team. They're matched up and numbers are even a little bit. So we really don't have an advantage over here. So this is really probably not the space that we want to advance. So she plays back. Now Hillis does this pretty well. She's going to spin away from it. So now it's 2v2. So they have 2 strikers on 2 of our center backs, which leaves our goalkeeper and the left center back still open. Spins out. Goalkeeper gives us a chance to find the left center back, who takes a good first touch forward. Now she is the free player because she's going to dribble past that line of pressure. Now, this is the learning piece for us, is that as we dribble, that midfielder, who was once on Gracie, has now stepped to start to apply pressure to Zoe. What the task of Zoe, or any center back is knowing that she left Gracie, can I play now to Gracie? We chose to play forward into, again, a land of where maybe the space and numbers didn't look right. And our extra player in that moment was Gracie, because that direct opponent left her. So watch again. As it goes into Gracie's feet, or as it goes to Zoe, she carries forward. That center mid is going to leave Gracie and jump to her. Now Gracie is in that angle and all alone. And actually, Gabier, when she was in, found that pass. As she dribbled, the girl jumped. We found that ball in, and we were out. So that is a good example of how do we have an extra player. But then as soon as that extra player starts dribbling forward, they're no longer the extra player. So now we have to identify who is now free because a defender came to me. And that's the big part of our build-up. So hopefully that helps a little bit, give you some images. Obviously, we celebrate the awesome goals and the sequences into it. I will share more with our defensive structure tomorrow, but it hopefully gives you a jumping off point from a learning perspective.